Nearly 1 in 2 Canadians will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. And while there are countless charities raising funds to find better treatments and even cures, there are very few devoted to improving the comfort of cancer patients. That's what makes the Tory Day Fund different. Let me tell you a quick story to show you how. Meet Helen, a 43-year-old working mom with 2 kids who was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. Helen has been prescribed a treatment that includes surgery, followed by chemotherapy and radiation at a local cancer center. Aside from the emotional toll of her diagnosis, Helen is faced with more questions than answers at this point, and questions like, how will my family juggle caring for our kids on my treatment days? With only 1 car, how will I even travel to my treatment? How will I afford to park or take transit every day for radiation? How will I feel when I lose my hair from chemotherapy? How can I keep my mind and body strong when going through treatment? Helen begins her chemotherapy treatment after recovering from surgery. Arriving at the hospital for her first appointment makes her incredibly nervous. Her spouse is unable to get time off of work, so Helen arrives at her appointment alone. She struggles to find a parking spot, and when she does, she parks several minutes away to get a cheaper rate. Arriving at the cancer center, Helen is greeted by a long lineup at the registration desk. From there, she needs to get her blood tested before chemotherapy can be administered, but she is not exactly sure where that is. Once she finds the blood testing office, Helen waits for her number to be called. After waiting several minutes and receiving an uncomfortable needle, Helen walks over to a waiting area to speak with a nurse about her blood test. She waits again. After speaking with the nurse, Helen must now wait for a chemotherapy chair to become available. Some 2 hours after first arriving at the center, Helen is now ready for her treatment. Helen's IV chemotherapy requires several different liquids administered via a needle. This process alone takes 3 to 4 hours, and it is done while Helen sits in a chair. After chemotherapy, Helen picks up drugs at the pharmacy that will combat the post-chemo effects like numbness, nausea, and fatigue. She then walks back to her car and heads home. Helen will make this same trip each week for the next 16 weeks at least, to be followed by daily trips for radiation treatment. The whole process is exhausting. Helen wishes there was a way to make it all less uncomfortable. That is where the Tory Day Fund comes in. The mandate of the Tory Day Fund is to improve the comfort of cancer patients and is working with cancer centers like the Odette Cancer Center at Sunnybrook to introduce programs that improve cancer patient comfort. So instead of Helen's experience, what if Helen had affordable parking or transportation options that brought her closer to the cancer center? What if she were greeted at the door by a buddy to help her navigate around the center and answer her questions throughout the day? What if Helen had an area to relax or even meditate while she waited between appointments? What if there were more beds available at the center so patients like Helen could lie down or even sleep while their chemo drugs were being administered? What if Helen had a service that provided her with a high-quality wig so she didn't lose her sense of self when she lost her hair? What if there were an online community dedicated to helping patients like Helen feel more comfortable? The Tory Day Fund is working to make all of these ifs and more become a reality. Actually, the last one is already here. The Tory Day Fund community is now live as an online hub for Helen, other cancer patients, and their caregivers too. Learn about news and research in the area of cancer comfort, read stories of personal journeys through cancer treatment, and submit their own. Find and submit comfort food recipes. Read the latest blog from the Tory Day Fund. Donate to the Tory Day Fund to ensure its mandate is fulfilled. The community is here to support the journey you wish you never had to make. We're here to help make that journey more comfortable. Join the community today to learn more about the Tory Day Fund and our programs to improve the comfort of cancer patients. Thank you for your support.